Joe and Amy Miller, what a blessing you are to our community. Yes, I'm going to applaud you. Amy Miller is a student at Missouri State University there in Springfield, Missouri. And so what a blessing to hear your voice again. You grew up in this church, and here you are back again and living out your life as a bold disciple of Jesus. And for that, we give you thanks. I specifically wanted Amy to read the gospel lesson as well, so that's what she did. And Amy, I'll have to say this. I'm looking over toward her. She's sitting way over there, many, many feet away from me. I have to say this about Amy's reading. What better person to read the gospel than Amy Miller, because the story is about Mary Magdalene, a woman's voice to lift up that Easter message. And if it weren't, you know this church, if it weren't for the women, the story of Easter would not be told. Because all of the Gospels, the synoptics, Matthew, Mark, and Luke, argue with each other about who was first and who was later and what they did. But all of them have Mary Magdalene. And then along comes John, that unusual gospel. And who does he put at the tomb? He puts Mary Magdalene as well. So it is for us in our faith tradition, it's a fact that Mary Magdalene was there. And I'll say this too, I can understand why Mary was reluctant to let go of Jesus. She wanted to hold him tight and not let him go ever again. And I can understand why she was reluctant and only let go when the Lord said, what? Don't hold on to me, Mary. Don't do that, Mary. It's not been too many years ago, and Haley, if you're listening, I'm sorry, but I have to tell a child's story. It's about 16 years ago. Judy and I were at the Memphis airport to pick up Haley, our daughter, from a long flight from London where she'd spent the semester studying. And so way down the way, we saw finally our daughter, who we had not seen in more than 3 months. And she got closer, and then she said to us, Amy, I could hear her, she said, don't hug me, don't hate me, but I've got a nose ring. And then, sure enough, we got within hugging distance. There on her right nostril was a nose ring. That did not keep us from hugging her that day and not wanting to let go. So, Mary, I can understand. When you love someone, you hug them. And oh, look at this time we're in. Not able to hug, not able to get close. But I believe there's a message for Easter in this strange time we're living in. We grow accustomed to having things just the way they are, just the way we've always done them. We have grown accustomed. Pastor Ron and I put on our Easter white robes. Why? I have a perfectly fine short sleeve shirt underneath this. But today of all days, it was just my custom. Years ago, I've told you, Judy presented this stole to me on Easter Sunday back in the 1980s. It's familiar, so I'm used to it. So there I am. And it's not easy to let go of things we want to hold closely, or things that we find comforting or familiar. Sometimes, at least to me, letting go feels more like giving up. it's not. It's not giving up. I believe that sometimes the only real way to know the resurrected Jesus is just to let go and let go of, for instance, those things that we get used to. Letting go is one of the most difficult things we'll do. It's hard to let go of our loved ones who are dying. It's very hard to let go of our children who are becoming adults, making their own mark in life. It's hard to let go of our traditions that seem to be becoming archaic or not relevant. It's hard to let go of our relationships that are causing us great, great pain and destruction. Yes, it's hard to let go. But the only real way and the only lasting way to know Christ's presence, the resurrected Christ's presence with us day by day, is to let go of all of that to which we might cling too closely to, and just simply go and tell others, just like Jesus told Mary, to go and tell others. Not to go and explain to others how I'm right and you're wrong. No, but to go and tell others of your witness to the resurrection. This is what I believe is how that testimony goes. This is how I know the resurrected Jesus. That's how that witness begins. Jesus truly blesses us. And so today, in 2020, this is the story of the first resurrection. And I implore you and I implore to myself, somehow, in spite of your fears, in spite of your anxieties, to let go of anything that might keep you from knowing that Christ of the glorious resurrected cross that you see back there behind you. You see, today's story is a faith story. It's not a history lesson. It's not a scientific fact. It's a faith story that we, disciples of Jesus, believe in. And here's what we believe. The Jesus Christ whom we thought was dead is not dead, but is alive and amongst us in so many, many ways. That's why we say Christ is risen, and the refrain is, He is risen indeed. God bless you on this Easter Sunday. A couple of hours ago, we didn't even know if we'd be here in this sanctuary because the power went out in downtown Rogers. No electric power whatsoever. Many of us checked our phone batteries to make sure they were charged up wherever it was we were at that time. But somehow the power came back on, and we're doing our best to share the love of Jesus with you. Would you pray with me? Lord, I thank you on this glorious day for your love for us. It triumphs our fear. It triumphs any evil. Yes, your love triumphs today. It triumphs even our inclination to reach out and grab and hold on. And you implore us to go be witnesses of the resurrection. And so we do that now with great anticipation. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit.